மத்திய கிழக்கில் நடக்கக்கூடிய யுத்தம் உலகத்தை உலுக்கி இருக்கிறது. இஸ்ரேலுக்கும் ஹமாஸுக்கும் போர் உச்சத்தில் இருக்கிறது. இஸ்ரேல் கடுமையான பதிலடிகளை ஹமாஸுக்கு கொடுத்து காசா மீது குண்டு மழை பொழிந்து வருகிறது. சனிக்கிழமை நடந்த தாக்குதல் இஸ்ரேலியர்களின் மனநிலையில் மிகப்பெரிய தாக்கத்தை ஏற்படுத்தி இருக்கிறது. எப்படி மீண்டு வருகிறது இஸ்ரேல்? இஸ்ரேலில் இருக்கக்கூடிய இந்தியர்கள் நலமா? இந்திய இஸ்ரேல் உறவு அடுத்து என்ன செய்ய போகிறது இஸ்ரேல்? இப்படி பல கேள்விகள் எழுந்திருக்க ஒரு முக்கியமான இஸ்ரேலிய ராஜதந்திரி நம்மோடு இணைகிறார். தென்னிந்தியாவுக்கான இஸ்ரேல் தூதர் டாமி பென்ஹாம் நம்மோடு இந்த சிறப்பு நேர்காணலில் இணைகிறார். Madam Consul General, thank you very much for talking to Thanthi TV.
Thank you for taking the time.
Madam, these are very tough times. Sirens and incoming rockets have almost become part of daily routine in Israeli life. But rampage on the streets, massacre of innocent men, women, children and the elderly has shocked the world. How do you think this tragedy will impact the Israeli psyche in the days and years to come?
Yes. We have since the terror attack by the Hamas terror organization on a Saturday morning of October 7th, 5 days ago now, we've suffered horrible loss and atrocities. And you mentioned, but I just want to be very clear, this attack was aimed at babies, at children. Some of the kidnapped people who were taken into Gaza are a 6-month-old baby, 3 and 4 and 5-year-old kids, young women. We saw the elderly women, a Holocaust survivor. The images and the horrors are of course hurting our psyches. I'm sure Israel is a small country, and so everybody knows somebody who has suffered loss or has been injured or has somebody who has horribly, I can't even imagine it, been kidnapped and taken hostage. So we're all crying inside, bleeding inside. We're all hurting. Every single person, every single family in Israel is feeling this pain. But don't mistake this pain, or don't mistake the sadness and the loss and the heartbreak. Don't mistake it. It will not harm our resolve. We'll be strong. We'll beat Hamas. And our resolve has always been strong. But, this has done to strengthen it as well. And we know what we have to do now.
Some argue that the root cause of this misery is the illegal occupation by Israel.
Let's be very clear if we want to talk facts and practicalities. Israel left the Gaza Strip in 2005. Okay, we withdrew our forces. We withdrew our civilians and people living in the area. We dismantled Jewish temples and took them out. We dismantled cemeteries and burial grounds and took it out. Since 2005, there has been no Israeli presence in Gaza. Okay, not military and not government, nothing. In 2007, Hamas took over Gaza. Hamas is a terror organization. They took over a place where millions of people live, okay, almost 2 million. And if you take a place over, if you govern it, you expect the people who took over the place or are in charge to do like in every other country, to have a health system, an education system, to provide homes, to provide jobs, to provide sustenance and food and infrastructure for the people. But has Hamas done that? No. Hamas has taken the money, the funding, the training, the supplies they got from warmongering and terror-mongering places like Iran, the Iran government, and funding that they got from the international community that was meant to go to help the people living in Gaza. Even the international community cares more about these people than Hamas does. And what did Hamas do? They've been all these years, we've spoken about terror tunnels before. They've been digging tunnels in order to go in, and we found one 2 days ago, to go into a Israeli Jewish village and massacre people. They've been working on their supplies and increasing their supplies. Only in the past 5 days, they've shot over 4,500 rockets and mortars into Israel. And they're still shooting. So think about the amount of supplies they have. This is what they've been doing. And this is the only thing they care about and the only thing they're doing. So no, it has nothing to do with occupation because we're not in Gaza. It has nothing to do with anything else except the one and single goal of the terrorist organization Hamas, to destroy Israel, and to kill Jewish people and to kill Israeli peoples and anybody else who's in their way, as we saw from the horrible, names of people that we're getting, of the 1,200 people who were killed and murdered. Many of them are foreigners who came to Israel to work, to study, or to live.
Talking about the masterminding, do you think the buck stops with Iran? Does it point to Tehran?
There are few organizations and few people who are supplying Hamas, but definitely a lot of their funding, a lot of their supplies do come directly from Iran. But at the moment, the Hamas started this war against Israel. Hamas attacked Israel. And when we declared war now, we declared it against the Hamas terror organization, because we need to stop this. We need to first and foremost make sure safety and security is returned into Israel itself. We need to make sure the hostages are freed from the hands of these barbaric terrorists. And we need to make sure Hamas is not able to attack in such a way or in any way again.
Do you think the hostage situation has put you in a dilemma in regards to your response and your freedom of action and retaliation?
The response is they're hostages being held, they're hostages being brutalized and murdered and inhumanely treated every minute that we're speaking since Saturday. Okay, we can't imagine what they're going through. The response is to free them.
Israel has gone to great lengths to free your hostages in the past, going by your history. Do you think this magnitude of hostage situation has put you in a great dilemma, complicated your response in a way?
It's a complicated situation, obviously, but we have one of the best, if not the best army in the world. We have great minds working on this. There is no dilemma here, because they need to be freed. Israelis, the Israeli government in general, we value life. We value people. We value, even in times where we've had bodies of dead soldiers or dead Israelis were held in other places. We did everything we could to bring them back to Israel and provide proper burial for them. So there's no dilemma here. We have to free them. It's complicated. It's tough. It's hard. We're at war. War is always hard and tough.
Early warning is one of the basic pillars of Israel's security doctrine. How did Israel not see this coming? Israel is always seen as an invincible country with a strong intelligence apparatus. How did Israel not see this coming?
Look, Israel is faced with terror attacks almost daily. We never hear on the news, or never, even in Israel, different terror attacks that were stopped, that were found out before. We regrettably, and this is a heinous and the worst terror attack we've ever faced, but it's not the only one and the first one. Nothing in this world is 100% secure, is 100% safe. We can't guarantee almost anything to anybody at 100% level. What we need to concentrate on now is to end what is happening. There's still 2 terrorists were found in Israel, who had infiltrated on Saturday, were found today and were neutralized. Even today, Hamas has sent a terrorist by the ocean, a diver, who tried to infiltrate Israel and was stopped. Even now, they're not stopping.
And how valuable do you find Indian support in this hour of crisis, and your comments on the unequivocal support Prime Minister Narendra Modi has extended to Israel and his strong condemnation of Hamas?
Very, very much, by the way. We saw great support from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He also spoke yesterday to our Prime Minister Netanyahu. We get support from state governments, from many, many Indians from every walks of life, some who we knew before, some who we did not know before. We are also getting amazing and steadfast support from the American administration and from other countries in between India and America, a whole gamut of countries, from our friends in the Gulf to Europe to really everywhere. And it's very, very important. And it's important for 2 things. One, it's making us Israelis feel strong. It's strengthening us. It's giving us more power and assistance in fighting the fight that we're fighting at the moment, and fighting the war that we're fighting against Hamas at the moment. That's the first thing. But I think the second thing that it's doing, it's sending out a clear message, definitely to Hamas, but also to other terror organizations. We have Hezbollah close to us, and there are other terror organizations who are aiming at different countries in the world. Israel is not the only country who is suffering at the moment or has been suffering from terror attacks and terror groups. So it's sending a message to all these others who might want an opportunity or might look for a weak spot. It's sending a very clear message that, like-minded countries who care about their citizens will not let this happen. We'll stand strong together against terrorism.
Madam CG, you spoke about Hezbollah. Now a possibility of a two-front or a multi-front war looms large. How prepared is Israel to fight Hamas and Hezbollah at once? Maybe some other nation states could join.
Okay, I won't go into your scenarios. I'll just say that Israel is very prepared. Israel is very strong. And, now we've also got a reserve duty drafted into the army. We're getting, as you said, an unequivocal international support. Yesterday, a terrorist unit, tried to infiltrate Israel from the north, and it was stopped. It cost us a lot. It cost us an officer and 2 soldiers lost their lives in that battle, but they were stopped. So, we're hoping to do what is needed to be done to secure Israel, to free the hostages, to make sure Hamas is not able to have such an attack ever again. And we're hoping, to be able to concentrate on these 3 steps that we need to take at the moment.
There are also concerns raised about your raids in Gaza. There are concerns raised about large civilian casualties due to your counter strikes on Gaza. How would you address these concerns?
Yeah, 2 things. One, if anybody has concerns, they can express them to the Hamas terror organization. Because what Hamas is doing and have been doing since 2007, not only are they trying to kill Israeli civilians, they're hiding and perpetrating and working on their inhumane schemes and attempts to destroy. They're working on them from within the citizens of Gaza. Where is Hamas infrastructure? Where are the Hamas commanders hiding? Where are they hiding their weapons storage units? Where are they doing all this? They're doing it on purpose inside civilian society. They're hiding in hospitals. They're building weapon storage in mosques and schools. They're knowingly using the people they should be taking care of. They're knowingly and purposefully using them as human shields. So if anybody has issues, there's a terror organization they can address them to if they want, and they can ask Hamas why they're doing it. Israel has warned. Israel is, many of the Palestinian civilians who live in the center have left. Israel at the moment is striking only what are known Hamas infrastructure.
Considering the density of population in the Gaza Strip, it's almost impractical to avoid civilian casualties, isn't it?
I'm assuming it is, but again, Hamas knows that. Hamas knows that. Every other country, it puts military bases or weapon storage units far, far away from civilian population. The terror group decided to put all this within hospitals, within kindergartens. This is what they're using their population for instead of caring for them.
Madam, how concerned should we about the safety of Indian nationals in Israel? Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also expressed this concern to Prime Minister Netanyahu.
Of course, we're concerned. We're at war. I'm very concerned. Everybody in Israel is concerned. There's definitely concern. But we've been speaking both to families here who have loved ones or family or friends in Israel, and to some of the Indian people who are in Israel now. We're very proud of our very good relationship with India. Israelis love India. We have our biggest international students. The group is from India. They're doing postdocs and docs.
I'm an alumnus myself.
So see here, you see what good. See, I'm proud of you too. Then so we're very, very proud. We're always, boasting about the good relationship with the different universities and the students. And so, of course, Israel takes care of everybody who's living in Israel. You get alerts on the phone. You get alerts on your on the internet, radio, TV. Every house in Israel, or at least definitely every university, but every public building or public areas, they have shelter rooms and bomb shelters. So you get a warning in time, and you're able to, if you're at home, you go to the safe room in the home or go to a public safe room. Because even those Israelis now, or those people living in Israel who are not in the south that has been attacked by terrorists physically, they're being shot at rockets by the same terror organization. So of course the situation is difficult. Of course the situation is hard and scary. But I think the fact that most people have decided to stay in Israel signals a few things. One, the very good relationship. But secondly, the fact that they still feel secure, that they trust the Israeli army, the Israeli government, the Israeli system, that it will take care of them as it's doing for its other citizens. And some have left already. Our airport is open. The border crossing to Jordan is open. So anybody who wishes to leave is able and have done. But many people are coming into Israel now to assist and help. And many people have decided to stay.
I hope peace is restored in your country and the region, and normalcy returns in your everyday lives. Thank you very much for talking to Thanthi TV.
Thank you. Thank you very much.